Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse. Did I change the...
Where Discord is doing things.
Yes, where Discord is doing things. Hang on, I forgot. Maybe I didn't change the intro this morning? Let's take a look here. Stream information.
Sorry, I haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't done that. Hang on a second there. OBS was not my friend last night either when Discord started going weird. OBS was doing weird stuff. Hey, of course we got a commercial coming in. Yay, good. Page of Moopsyverse titles is... There. So I figured, since I know you never do EPOs, and it is going to be the endeavor today. Just to confirm, yes, EPO tagging is the endeavor, to be followed by Nimbus dance competition on Monday, because, you know, Excitement City, right? Right.
So there are no endeavors for the next few days. Fair enough.
For some of us, no. There are no endeavors for the next few days. I didn't realize this tune has been to New Romulus once, so we got through the cutscene without having to rewatch it. But none of the transporters are set up yet.
Yeah, you have to go to those places.
Yep.
It's kind of the stupidest way to manage things, but
well,
logically speaking.
The concept of having this huge world map and forcing you to actually go out there and explore just to get the transporters is actually a pretty good idea. Wherein it's going to be a long-term...
In the game language, yeah, but in colonization efforts, not really.
Well, you do get that, you know, when you're starting this planet up the first time around. If you're playing the Romulan arc, you get to come to this planet.
Yeah, I get it,
fun.
but
I'm sorry, that's one of the
transporter pads are there.
Oh, Piffle, you just don't like ground.
I would still find inconsistency even if it was space.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
Like that.
I think it's because it's Romulans and they're like, hey, you know, if there's something dangerous that's going to kill us, let's not just beam people in there. Let's have somebody go out and find it first. Yeah, we don't need those pesky people. We'll send down the less desirables.
Clearly.
Yeah, they have a reason for doing it.
Worth noting, I woke up 45 minutes ago.
Oh my goodness. From the antibiotics?
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly I had a wake-up call at something before 9, but I just rolled around the other side of the bed. And
I haven't needed to take antibiotics in a long time, but when I did the last time, so this would be before my son was born, so 45 years ago, they just did me and couldn't do it. I wound up, you know, I'd take my meds, take something to keep from getting sick on my meds, go lie down, sleep, wake up enough to let the dog out, go back to sleep, sleep on the couch, sleep upstairs, just sleep for like 4 straight days. I was trying to figure out how to let the dogs out and go back to sleep. It wasn't very exciting.
Was alright. I think he has an iron lock on his pee, I guess. And his bladder, because he can hold for a long time.
Just don't make him do that too often. Is that sure?
No, it wasn't intentional. I just woke up and I realized it was 11. I'm like, ooh. Should probably get up and do something. Yeah, walk you.
It'd probably wake you up, to be honest.
I mean, he was just about to cuddle, so I'm like, really? You're not in the pressure to go out? Like, seriously?
Well, I got up because I had to go to the bathroom at like 2 this morning. And I said, okay, dogs, you need to go out. And they're both like, or we could just sleep on the bed. But you always need to go out and pee in the middle of the morning. Or we could sleep in bed. Or you could sleep in bed. Okay, we'll sleep in bed. And they were happy to stay there until like 4:35. And then they're doing
same here.
Yeah, then they're doing the dance of wild anticipation. Good morning, Zez. How are you doing? As we discuss our dogs needing to go pee.
Or not needing to.
Or not needing to, as happens.
I had a Star Trek Discovery dream out of the other day.
That's interesting.
It's like, I think it expanded on the idea from season 5 without actually repeating it, which is interesting because, like, I never have imaginary dreams about TV shows and franchises I like.
I can't remember the last time I had a dream. Which I don't know if that's I'm not getting enough REM sleep or I just don't remember them. All I know is put your head down, try to avoid rolling over on the little dog. Next thing you know, they're asking you to go out and pee or the alarm's going off. One of those two things. It's not an exciting life. But there's a part of me that has, I know I have lots to do today, but there's a part of me that's like, or you could just spend the entire day lolling in bed, put this hammock up outside, spray yourself with bug spray, and just for a whole day. Which gets
Yeah,
really
Bugs
tempting.
I just found a giant mosquito bite on my knuckle.
Uh, I bought bug spray, new bug spray that's it's dry. It doesn't get things
No,
wet, and it
I
does
need
not
something that
work.
hurts them. I need something that makes them suffer.
Well, I will tell you the story about the bug spray and my dad. I have a sunroom, but I have dogs, and they just go walking through the screen door from the sunroom outside. And that's where I've taken to. I bought some sheer curtains, it says, hung them in the doorway where the screen is, and then I just go out there and spray the screen or the curtains with bug spray, and the dogs just go in and out, and the bugs, for the most part, don't. And the sunroom I wanted to add to my house was over $100,000, and that's just for the building it, not for putting in anything else. I'm like, the house isn't worth that much.
Yeah.
So my neighbors have done a sunroom like that, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But they also did when they built the house 40 years ago. So
Yeah, kind of came with the house.
yeah, well, I think they had it added onto the house, but still, it's very nice, but not worth $100,000.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't make sense. I have like the medium, the yellow Endeavor saying complete Borg TFOs ×1, but when I have the red one, it's still ×1. Why did it decrease the number of Borg TFOs to complete for Endeavors?
There's an error. So for a long time, it was 3. And then something happened, and they reset it to 1 for one of them, and they didn't fix the one that says it for the purple or the.
It's for the purple one. I think it's the one that gives you most points. It still always says 3, but that's not saying ×1 for like the middle one, not the cheapest one that gives you like I don't know, gives you just one thing to do, but.
For a long time, they had the Borg purple one as 10 Borg, and they just recently fixed it to 30. So it is a
Right.
big change. Zez says, my wife and I have talked about because we'd like to have an inside-outside room for the cats to roam without roaming free. And those are called catios.
Build that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I've
catios.
seen people build catios dedicated to cat.
And I saw a really cool one. Good morning, Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave has been up most of the night, so you have a good night. Get some sleep, Mr. Dave. Goodness gracious, you don't have to be up for us. But I was watching this guy he was renting a house or renting a townhouse, so he got a movable catio. It's actually on wheels, so it could be moved from one place to another place without having to do massive reassembly. So his landlord was showing the place to new tenants, and they loved it because of the catio and all the gardening that he had done, and they agreed on terms. And the landlord didn't tell him that the catio and the gardening and all that stuff didn't come with it. And the guy removed the catio, uprooted all of his plants, restored it to what it looked like when he was there. I guess there must have been some bad blood between him and the landlord. But basically, turned it back to exactly what it was when he rented the place, and he had the pictures to prove it. The new people weren't happy. The landlord wasn't happy. But
I mean, that's only fair if you move someone out to move other people in. You're not going to be the most accommodating person in the world, because you know.
Zez is making a comment here that I want some explanation on. If my wife's game is a success, then we may do it. But there are a lot of ifs at this moment. Is your wife designing a game, Zez? And if so, are you going to tell us about it?
Yeah, free promo and all that.
Cloudheim? Okay, so I'm seeing this as this wife is going to create a game, and he's going to tell us about it, and he's not going to not charge us for it, but he's going to tell us where we can get it, and we are going to live stream playing it to try to get some players in it. Right? Is that how I'm reading that says? We want to make it successful. There we go.
So she works at Noodle Cat Games?
Yes, that would be my guess. Ragnarok has shattered the world. Gods have chosen you to shape the next one. Cloudheim is a cooperative RPG blending crafting with chaotic physics-based combat. Gather your allies, craft your weapons, upgrade in your shop in the sky to bring harmony to a broken realm. Guess what we are going to play? Planned release date is 2025. Adding it to my wish list.
Yeah, that is very, very appealing graphics. I like the style. It's kind of cartoonish, but also it's using Unreal Engine 5, isn't it?
Give me a second. I have to get into Steam here. It says it's sending me something to authenticate it, which it's not doing.
I like that you have to make a... Ooh, you're building a base. Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Come on, Steam, send me a code.
Crafting physics-based command, gather your allies, craft two weapons, upgrade your shop in the sky, and to bring harmony to a broken realm. I mean, I do like the level of detail in the world without compromising its style.
It's not sending me a login code. Let's do this.
That's mean.
It is. Let's get out of there. Let's find my Steam link. We'll go in this way and see if I can find it the easier way. I hate that I can never find Steam. Oh, maybe I removed it from there. That's why.
Is that gonna be? Because I can see this is gonna be released on everything at the same. Maybe not at the same time, but it's being advertised as PS5, Xbox Series, Steam, Epic Game Store release. Is it gonna be like a crossplay thing? If it has crossplay, then I might be interested because I have a bunch of people. My stupid bladder. I got a bunch of people here that would be interested in playing that. Bunch of people to play it with.
Yeah. We're happy to help out our fellow fleeties with doing things that are going to be amazing.
Especially when it's video game related. I love the epic environments. I gotta say that this is actually... Okay, not bad. I've never heard of it though. It's just like... I don't know. I'm not exactly looking around for new games these days because I barely have time to play my own. Well, that's fair enough, Zaz. I still think it's a lovely looking title. Meanwhile, I'm asking that it will probably run better on my consoles, and I don't know if it'll have crossplay because I have a lot of people that play only on PC, so just curious if I'll be able to play with them, or is it just like, oh, it's me, myself, and I account? Which is fine as well. I just like, I can find new friends. No.
Well, let us know when it comes out.
Yeah.
Open beta looks like that is running. Looks good to me. Should be able to run that. Heck yeah, if your wife's doing games, then you need to keep us up to speed on everything. So we can Try and promote it. What's my Steam ID? I have no idea, Satalia. You're asking me complex questions. I don't even know what a Steam ID is.
Which reminds me to change my difficulty on my patrols, or I will suffer for it.
Oh, goodness. I just logged into my profile on Steam, and I only have I have two friends on Steam, and one is WC, and the other one, and it says online now. The other one is my husband. Last online, 1,050 days ago. It's kind of hers. Plus, it's a picture of his favorite dog who passed away just before he did. It's like, thanks, guys.
See what you made Mum do.
Really?
Yeah, yesterday marked a month since my old Fluffers is gone. Can you believe it's been a month?
No, I don't believe it's been a month. That sounds way too recent.
Right?
Oh, thank you, says. And or unless that was for Chris, and I'm sure Chris says thanks too. He says he's sending digital hugs. So we'll take them.
Oh.
I don't have my fluffers up here. Wow. I guess they're downstairs.
The wireless coming to your Fluffers are not there.
Well, it is warm. Even though I have the fan up here, I left a fan on downstairs. They're probably sleeping in front of it. We were up late. We've been up late all week. For me. Of course, I was logging out last night, and Chris was logging out, and who else was on? Mighty Archimedes was on, and it's like 1 and 2 in the morning. I'm thinking, it's 8 here, I'm tired. All things are relative.
Shall we pew?
Yeah, we shall pew. I need to do Polaron damage in space, and I need
daily,
to do the lines. I can do the daily, too. Let me send you an... Who am I on here? Yeah,
we already...
can do it. Oh, we're already here. I will queue us up for... which one do you want to do?
I don't care. Whichever comes first and whichever is faster. I think Jupiter is faster these days.
Yeah.
On an event.
We will?
We have a wee woo.
Yeah.
The Terrans will be here soon to steal scientific data.
So that was an interesting thing to have a dream about. There was a very involved story with that dream. I mean, it felt like it's happening during the Starfleet Academy TV series.
That's interesting.
I remember we had Adira there, and like she had Gray still kind of like a character in the cloud in their mind, or like in a device. It was weird.
Interesting.
And we were interacting with, I don't know if it was a civilization. It was like the foundation of the universe, and like wow. That felt big and epic and absolutely scary. Oh, you're flying the carrier.
Yep. It's a nice
like
default ship.
It's a very nice design.
It is. It's effective. You don't have to do a heck of a lot to it to make it work well. And if you do put a lot of energy and effort into it, you have a great ship.
Yep.
Bye, Riskava. Friendly by everybody.
I was gonna miss you. I'm sure what?
I'm over at Beta. Apparently I have my
Over Alpha.
500,000 damage done.
Gotta have a pair hull in space, 150,000. Like that. What this one always has to be the toughest one, right?
I hate repair hull in space.
I know it's annoying, especially that I got good hull repair and I would have to wreck my entire build.
Yeah, I just take off my shields, but then you have to have something that's going to heal it. So, unless I've got the right ship going on the right account, it's just a, it sounds like a reroll to me.
Oh, sure.
I'll just stay here at Beta.
Fine with that.
Okay.
Random Medic, USS Barclay. That is a very interesting character name. Well, it's a holographic ship, so I think it's fitting.
Yeah, that is kind of appropriate.
I think it's perfect. Like, this couldn't be a more appropriate name for a starship like that. Cargo ship called USS Barclay. The only better thing would be the USS Dock, but I always love those little spoofs that they did in Voyager with the Dock, saying, "I'm a doctor and not a doorstop," something like it. And it's just like, I love those phrases,
That was in the movie.
those nods at McCoy. That was in the movie, yeah, but he did all that during the Voyager. I just don't remember a quote from Voyager, but he would do that all the time.
Oh,
Well, that was from First Contact,
Yeah.
actually.
was. I was just listening to him do an interview about when he first got the role, and he wasn't terribly impressed by the role because it's supposed to be flat, emotionless, and he did some line, one of the first lines, and everybody broke out laughing because he did it in that little pissy voice of his. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I don't know how we're doing this character."
You know, one thing I like is that during the 90s, when they were doing Trek, especially later on after TNG, they actually allowed the actors to have a take on a character. It wasn't necessarily rehearsed or like directed that way, but like remember, God, what was his name? Andrew Robinson?
Yeah.
When he did Garrick and he was like first interacting with Bashir. He spoke in an interview that he's like, "That's such a beautiful, gorgeous man." Looking at Alexander Siddig, right? And like he's still quite dashing. Like,
Oh yeah.
with the ears, he's still like very
he-
handsome guy.
Yeah, he has aged
and always
really
been.
well.
Yeah. And like it was like, well, he approached him gay, like he would want to do things to him, and was like that was no one picked up on it, like in terms of like that wasn't directly outspoken, but the way he looked at him, the way he spoke to him was always like kind of like queer coded. And to me it was always interesting because I knew when the show was made. I didn't watch it then because it wasn't running on Artistic TV, and I wasn't into science fiction because it was like DS9 came out like when 1995. I was less than 10 years old, so like whatever. But when I watched it, I was like, I was aware it came out in the 90s, so it wasn't the most career approachable time.
It was getting there.
It was getting there because I know that we had Birdcage in 1994 or 5, so I know that there was presence, but it had to be like deliberately said. No one would do that in a very serious show and not say it out loud or like up front. It would still have to be like said in your face that the character is gay. But that wasn't said about Garrick, and that was very interesting for me to kind of get the vibe from him. But on the other hand, he never was really spoken for in terms like whether he's actually straight or not, and that was like the most fascinating dynamic between him and Bashir. So I always found it interesting. But like what you said, that even the doctor, Robert Picardo, actually introduced that demeanor, that kind of like pissy little doctor aesthetic and vibe to it. It was like that was such a good take on it.
So
Do you remember that?
Zez says the producers did ask Robinson to tone it down.
Yeah,
That's-
they were kind of like, yeah.
No, it was so good though. But
But it was good.
Subtle as a bag of hammers though.
Yeah, it
Because
was.
my brain
It
was going, oh, we're
fun.
going this way. Okay, we're good. We're good.
I was shocked because my first TV series of Star Trek was Voyager. So when I went back to DS9 because I wanted to see DS9, from which I was always told that Voyager was a spin-off to DS9, but it completely wasn't. I don't know where I read it that way. I just remember someone said, oh, because it starts at DS9, so everyone assumed it's a spin-off because, I don't know, it starts on the station where another show is taking place. I guess that's how someone understood it. But when I watched like in Voyager, there was absolutely no queer coding at all, like none whatsoever. Because it was always focused about the female dynamics around that and like all the other stuff around it. So there was just, I guess, no place for queer coding and Voyager. But then they saw DS9, and I knew it was before Voyager. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
wow, that's
Well,
progressive to
yeah.
have
Well,
characters like
Voyager
that.
didn't have the quality of writing for the most part that they had with DS9.
Yeah,
DS9 had that big
yeah,
story arc, and Zez said something that the Garrick and Bashir relationship paid off in Lower Decks. Yes, yes, it did. But that's because, again, there was a big story arc, and the creator knew where he was going to go with it. And I
yeah.
think in DS9 there was that big story arc, and they knew where they were going to go with it. But
They stole from Babylon 5.
there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to write a story arc, know where you're going, know what your end's going to be, and try and get there. And I think as a result, you've got the freedom of the characters to expand a little
Yeah,
bit more because much as
Voyager had this synopsis that could be ended in one sentence,
mhm.
and I think they had not enough detail outlined for the story of the show's arc to actually go along. So they wrote as they went on. They didn't
Yeah.
have an idea they assumed that because it's a show about being lost in space, you can do whatever. So they didn't. I think it was deliberate thing not to put like an arc written ahead.
Mhm.
But then but then it was plagued around strikes and stuff, so they couldn't use script that they wanted to initially. So like they even had to like scrap the Locarno thing and they had to create Tom Paris, and that was kind of lame because it was
Well,
the same casting and all that,
yeah, well,
and it
Locarno
already
was a
started at the
whole
pilot.
licensing thing because of
Yeah,
it being a TNG thing, and they couldn't use it
they
in
didn't want to pay.
Voyager. Right.
Yeah,
Uh,
they didn't want to pay.
but so getting back to what you were just saying there, with DS9, you're stuck in one place. Everything that's going to happen to you, for the most part, has to come to you, and
But they did introduce Defiant for the sake of it,
right,
because
but
they noticed that this is a flaw.
right, but it's not a huge part of it. There's not a ton of Defiant going from
Yeah.
planet to planet to planet type stories, which is what you have to have in Voyager. It's trying to get home, so all the stories are going to revolve around these species, the planets, the conflicts that they encounter on the way there. And it's harder to write that comprehensive arc that you've got with DS9.
Yeah. That's probably why. Because with DS9, you could actually write it like regional disputes, like the conflict between Cardassians and the Bajorans, or like their history of the occupation. That was something that was constantly looming behind it, like with Kira, constantly bringing back the memories of what happened during the occupation,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that was kind of like World War II reference and then all that stuff, which was still relevant at that time, and still quite vivid in some people's memories. So it was still a good idea, but it was easier to write it down like that. But Voyager, I think they kind of, I want to say that they took more than they could chew, and
Yeah,
then in terms of like the
and
potential for being stranded in space requires you to have it outlined. So at some stage, this and this happens. So we run to that point. But like, you could write just stop points at which something major happens,
mm-hmm.
and like with TNG when they did the Borg arc, which kind of derailed and slowed down the show. I mean, it didn't derail it, but like it slowed down the show and it stopped it for a moment because Picard was affected by it so heavily. The crew was so affected by Picard being affected by it, so it kind of slowed it down. But it was a transformation arc, and same with
Yeah,
with Seven of Nine. But Seven of Nine wasn't planned ahead. They just realized that they need to bring fresh blood because the show is losing ratings, and they
yeah.
decided like
Zez says
blonde
what?
bimbo with big boobs is going to
Right.
be the best idea. Not undermining Seven of Nine because she was an amazing addition, and Jerry Ryan killed it
Yeah.
because she was a good actress and she was actually given a great story arc to work with. But initially, you know,
Let me get
no
to
way she was
Zez's
wearing a
comment
cat
here,
suit.
which is Voyager and Enterprise was trying to get young, horny men as fans. That's the reason there's a lot of Seven of Nine and Paul scenes.
Voyager did that less initially because, well,
They did in the
Cat
very
Mulgrew
first
wasn't like a
episode when
sex
they're
bomb.
in their underwear, taking showers and rubbing each other with disinfectant, which is just
Enterprise,
like,
yeah, but
no, 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 no.
Yeah, I mean,
Voyager.
Voyager didn't do that initially because
Well,
none of the women that were in there were like, I don't know, obscenely nude or like they weren't
yeah, I
skimpy
mean,
dressed. They
who have you
weren't
got?
wearing tight
You've got
suits.
Janeway, you've got Kess,
We
you've
got
got
B'Elanna.
right. None of those are overtly sexually attractive. I mean,
Yeah.
not that they're not, but I mean, it's not like
No, but it wasn't like
figures.
the first thing that comes to your mind. But when you look at Jerry Ryan in the 90s, she was like what, 20 something? She looked like $1 million. Like let's. She had natural predispositions to be,
Yeah, no,
and like an eye magnet, right? Like everyone turned around when you walked past by her, right?
but I think one of the
So
differences is they wrote better scripts for her character and for the Doctor, and the two playing off of each other. Those two together really added a ton to the series. It
I
was
honestly still love the dynamic between Janeway and Seven of Nine, even though I realized years later that well they weren't actually having the best
yeah.
relationship, mostly on account on Kate Mulgrew. But I kind of understand where she's coming from. I still don't think it's professional to be like that towards a fellow actress who just like she didn't force herself into the show. She was introduced by the producers
Hmm.
and like people who are behind, so she should probably take it out maybe on them rather than on poor Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
If anything, but yeah, I do understand where she was coming from. Because her character kind of felt threatened. Although the writing between Janeway and Seven was really well. Like the way she mothered her through everything, and she was eager. And sometimes, she had to like force her hand to do things, but like let her go as well.
I
There
want to
was
say
like,
that some of the resentment that Kate Mulgrew had towards Jerry Ryan gets reflected in the way the two interact, but it works out perfectly because it's very mentorish. Because there's that.
she had to be strict.
Yeah, and it was
You have to be a
really
bit
it,
strict to
it
a
worked really
child.
really well. Much as I don't like
Yeah,
Janeway as a character, I I just don't think she was written well. But on
no,
some of
she
that,
wasn't, but
yeah,
still, she was the first female captain, so you kind of would let.
she's not the
I kind
first
of would let
female
it slide.
captain.
First female protagonist captain
How about the
of a lead of
first
a show.
of a show? Okay, we'll go that way. Yeah, we can go that way.
That's what. No, that's what I meant. It was probably a brain shortcut, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's how I
I'm just going
understand
to
it.
say beats the heck out of the actress who originally got the role and only lasted 3 days.
Don't even remind me of Genevieve Bujold, or whatever her name is.
Who I like as an
I,
actress, but she, going in and realizing that doing TV is like 17-hour days in a row and you get 1 day to recover. And dialogue out the wazoo, pages and pages of dialogue. And no time to
I
redo
mean,
things.
she isn't the one that actually forced herself there. She was a friend to someone,
Hmm.
and they wanted her, even though she was completely unfit and she was unfamiliar to the TV work.
Yeah.
Like Kate Mulgrew, at that point, she already worked on a TV show,
Oh my
and she
God, Kate
knew what
Mulgrew
it.
started out in the soap operas and then she did,
Yeah,
what, Mrs.
she knew what it
Columbo and a
smelled
couple
like.
others. Yeah.
Yeah, she knew what it smelled like. She knew what it was like. She was ready for like work that will take her like 14 hours a day or something like it, because that's how television worked those days. They had to squeeze out 20-ish something episodes per season
Yeah.
of every show at that time. It
Yeah.
was normal then. So that hard work that they had to put in, like into making an episode that they are sitting on set under all those heating lights, because who had AC back then? All
They
those
had
heating lights in
ACs.
costume, in makeup, in all that for 12, 14 hours a day, and
Hmm.
like sometimes 4, 5, 6 days in a
Yeah,
week,
typically
maybe
six
even
days a
more.
week.
Like,
Typically.
my God, like normal people that are working in the like middle class wouldn't work that hard as actors would back then.
Hmm.
Like, Jesus, that was extensive hard work. And Genevieve was unaccustomed. She was more like a film slash theater actress.
She's
Who
definitely.
thought that she's a right fit for a character that's gonna be like, and there was a heavy weight on her shoulders to begin with. Anyway, first female lead captain of a show.
Yeah.
Hello, like that was unthought of, unheard of, and that would be a very heavy burden. I think even if she stayed, she would drop in somewhere in the middle, because she just wouldn't be able to cope with that, even if she decided to stay initially after the first pilot. So yeah, seeing the scenes that they did with her, Nicole Janeway would just not have the same ring as Catherine Janeway. I'm gonna say that.
Well, shall we do some more pew pews?
Yes, please. I have one Borg TFO to do.
Hey, Borg TFO. Who am I on here? I'm on this one. Yes. Got a preference?
Anyway.
Let's queue up some stuff here.
Let's queue up stuff.
Got a little infected conduit. It is. Here we go.
Very well then.
We will.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We have a wee woo.
So Talia says there are Janeway 7 shippers. Yeah, really. So, okay, can I get on to...
I don't understand that.
You don't understand that?
No,
It's weird, but
you know,
they're definitely out
I'm not
there.
a white straight male that wants two women to go at each other. You know?
Well, there's a
So
lot
it's
of
kind of a
gay women
straight
who
men
are women gay? Or does gay encompass both males
Yeah.
and females? Because when
Yeah,
I
you
was
can
growing
say
up,
a
it
woman
did
is a gay.
not.
No, you can. Yeah.
No, okay, now we can. Fine. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
So with a lot of love for my dad, he did not approve of gay men. Not at all. Not at all. But I had, some coworkers who were gay, and they would come over to the house, and my dad would do the disapproving but not say anything. And one of them went out to a get-together and got beaten up. I mean, really beaten up. And he managed to get back to our house, and my dad did the disapproving, gets out the medical stuff, starts patching him up, trying to assess if we need to take him to the hospital. No comments, no, you're a bad person, let's just get you healed. And my opinion of my dad went up a little bit that day. Never really came around, but different times.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes it's so hard coded into you in the upbringing that you just can't change your mind.
But at least he didn't do the, hey, it's your problem, you sit there and bleed.
Yeah, you deserve it or something like
Yeah.
it. It would be far worse than still doing the right thing by helping, right?
Yeah, trying to do something. I give him a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
And the really funny thing is one of my friends from like grade school, who everybody that we knew he was gay from like age 8 on, which is when I met him. So when he came out to me and my mom were both like, yeah?
Yeah, and what's the big revelation?
It's like, you knew? Yeah, dear. Everybody knew. But my dad liked him, so I will, again, do the, maybe he just didn't like Mike for other reasons. On the other hand, and this is weird, but Mike would take me out to gay bars all the time, which is, I could go dancing with guys, no problem. They're not going to hit on me. I'd get to dance for a couple hours. He'd get to dance for a couple hours. Great evening.
Best place for a woman to have fun.
Worked for me. Worked for him.
I remember in my early 20s, when I was studying, and it wasn't the university, it was a private thing. I met a friend that I'm still friends with. We actually live nearby and we run into each other every now and then. She was the first person I went to after my pop died. The next day. So yeah, we're still very close friends, and she used to go. I mean, that wasn't my place. That wasn't my scene. I would never go to a gay bar myself, but she wanted to go, and I was like, okay, let's just go. She had the time of her life. She was doing crazy stuff on the dance scene, and like, she didn't give a fluff that is happening in the middle of a gay bar. It's just like, what the hell? She said she lost weight during one evening. She just went so crazy. But she said, like, this is the safest place to go dancing and have fun and have drinks that she could ever think of. Like, because, no one would have nagged her, no one would have snatched at her, no one would look at her in any demeaning way, because it was the safest place for a woman to be. And I'm like, wow, that's telling about normal places for straight people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time since I got hit in a bar, but
I will feel unsafe at a gay bar, but a woman will feel the safest there. Such a twist, right?
I'm playing with
Men don't feel unsafe.
with a story idea, and wonder how things are going to be. I'm putting this in, let's say, Star Trek generation. A couple hundred years from now, I still think people will have their sexual preference, gay, straight.
Absolutely.
But do you think it will be still so negatively such a negative connotation that if somebody decided, I like that guy, but I like this woman, I like that guy, or is that, are we still going to have that as a big issue, do you think? Is that still going to be so
I don't
hardwired into our
think so.
society?
I don't think so, because even now, most societies in a day-to-day life don't give a fluff.
I'm glad
I
about
mean,
that.
only like it all comes down to education being unavailable to some people and not being as broadly distributed on the same level everywhere. But like 400 years in the future, I would think that we will know enough about the mechanics and dynamics of human sexuality and how that is developed to actually, not need to even like think about that. It will be just like, you're allergic to like peanuts, then I'm just gay. So this just like, this is something you come with. It's nothing you can help with. Like, you have blue eyes, you can't help it. You have big nose, you can't help it. You just live with it,
Okay.
and I think it would be treated pretty much like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't need to be. Like, I always thought that directly mentioning of that in Star Trek, like they did in the Discovery, was too blunt. Because I think it would be so normal that people wouldn't even know, like, acknowledge it. Oh, this is your husband. Yeah, that's fine. It's good to meet you. Like, it would be that kind of level of normality that
Yeah,
people just wouldn't
that's what I'm hoping. It's just like,
would. Because on a daily basis, when it's funny, because I used to, when I started working, it was like mid to late 2000, so like 2007 when I started working,
mm-hmm.
and I've worked ever since. Um, I never had a single weird look towards me from even on the private note when I was hanging out with friends from work after work. So we weren't completely private, that we could just say whatever we wanted to. The only thing that came out of people, most people were my age, but they were coming from different environments, from different like family dynamics, from different upbringing, and like I would say different classes. Some people were better educated, some people just had the basic education, just went for work, and it was kind of that blend of different types of people. And I never once felt like someone is like looking in a, "Oh, you're like a leper. I will not touch you because you're like a leper."
Yeah.
The only thing people would be curious. I remember straight guys, like punk rock straight guys, like would have tattoos all over their faces, bald hair, bald
Mm-hmm.
head, stuff like that. So he would be like, kind of from a subculture. Um, and he was like, "Oh, but how do you how do you go about this and that?" He was very open about questions, and I was very open. That was like, I'm fine with answering those questions, because that spreads awareness for one, because people just don't get education about that at
Mm-hmm.
schools.
Oh yeah.
There's no
No.
place you will learn about it unless you, I don't know, go to a porn site, which is going to exaggerate
Yeah.
your concept of how things work.
Well, that's true
So
about
when you're
straight people
asking a
too. So.
person, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you educate yourself from porn, you will have a very exaggerated concept of what things are,
Oh yeah.
and it's probably
Yeah.
still going to give you a wrong idea and
Yep.
wrong picture into your
Yep.
head.
Yep.
So I was like,
Absolutely.
I was fine in answering those questions, even if they were very like, I would consider intimate or private. But I'm fine answering them because it's not a taboo to me. It's like, you like two straight men talking about women in a locker room, and they would still be open about questions. Does she do this or that? Like, does she have an issue with this or that? And that's like a normal thing to me that, people can talk about that even between different sexual orientations. And I remember that people were so appreciative, and I felt so respected as for who I am or what I am. And there was not a single time when anyone would have looked, weirdly at me, or like make me feel that that is an issue. No, people are quite open, and I think that in a normal day-to-day dynamic.
Let me interrupt for a moment here. So Talia
Yep.
says, my mom knew I was gay before I did.
Yeah, that's often the thing, you know.
And Zez followed up with, I did not date very much in my teens and 20s into my early 30s, so my whole family thought I was gay. My son
Oh,
is almost 40. He's had one girlfriend. It was not a long-term relationship, couple months long, and that was it. And he lives with a guy.
maybe he's ace. Now that I think of it.
And people are like, well, is he gay? I don't think so. Is he straight? I assume so. But, he doesn't date anybody. Well, what if he came out as gay? How would you feel? Same, same. What if he's gay with his roommate? Same, same, same. Good guy. I mean, the guy's a nice guy, so that's fine. I don't think they are, but not my business. Though he has recently been talking about wanting to have a child. Which I'm thinking is, how are you going to do that? He was, I don't know, find a surrogate or something. Okay. How are you going to
What?
raise a child? You're a single man in your 40s wanting to have a child.
Okay.
And I
That's
get
kind of gay coded.
Yeah, we are the last generation of his dad's family. All of his cousins didn't have kids. All my nieces and
Oh,
nephews didn't have kids, so
wow.
I'm the oldest surviving generation of my family now, and he is the youngest surviving generation of his family. That's it. And there's
Holy heck.
only 20 years age difference between us, roughly. Yeah, he could adopt, but if he's going to adopt, he'd probably adopt puppies first and foremost. But he can't because his roommate has cats. Though, that
Aw.
said, roommate has had the last two pets, so this one would be his. When they got to be roommates together, he had a bird, and the bird passed away after many years.
Like
And
in the 40s. That's also kind of unusual. I'm not making a judgment of costing or anything, but that's interesting dynamic,
yeah,
honestly.
it says I'm the last generation of my dad's family. Yeah, it's a thing now. We are the last generation. There aren't kids coming. My niece has a genetic marker for the cancer that killed her grandfather and her mom. So I can see where she might not want to pass that on, especially if she gets it. It's a horrible way to die. My nephew has never dated seriously, and same with my son, and that's it. That's the entire thing. My mom's side of the family, my sister had grandkids, who I will meet for the first time at this memorial. And they're in high school. I have not met my niece and nephew from that side yet. I guess that'd be great niece and great nephew. This could be interesting. Chris, would you like to go to Archer with me and kill some Tholian ships?
My way.
Okay, let me get over there too.
That's a very interesting topic though, because like, I have an uncle who's my mom's brother
Mm-hmm.
from a different dad. 'Cause my grandma got divorced and had married again, and she only had one child from that marriage, which is my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like in his 50s, and he's never been married, and he doesn't have children. So,
Yeah.
and I think at this point he's never going to because uh, of his priorities, I guess. So that's interesting. Like, my dad never had other siblings outside of like a semi brother that and semi sisters all over the country because the granddad from my dad's side was he was kind of a fool around kind of thing everywhere
Yeah.
all at once. So I have family members that I know and I don't know of all over the country. Half of them I don't know. So like that name is still going to spread, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not having children. I don't like the concept of having children. And honestly, we were talking about this. I mean, I would feel so overwhelmed by bringing a life
Yeah.
into this reality, into this universe, into this planet. Like, no, I'd rather just adopt homeless dogs. Thank
Yep.
you very
I'll
much.
take care of the dogs. Thank you very much. Are you here? Yeah,
Uh,
you're here.
yeah, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
entering.
let's go in. Over there.
Yeah, I'm happy with just sheltering, giving a home to sheltered dogs that probably never have a home otherwise, and I'm fine with that.
Well,
I don't have the need.
I was just thinking, even over in Sweden, where I've got more family, I don't think they have kids there either. I know my cousins don't have any grandkids yet, but their kids are a little bit younger, but they're still in their 20s and 30s. I should go to Sweden and visit them and say, hey, it's been a while since I've been over there. But hard to go visiting when you've got dogs. Oh, apparently I got all
traveling with dogs all over the country, all over
country
the world.
easy,
Is not easy.
world harder.
Around the world, yeah.
Good morning, Chosen.
Yeah, like that Lothian web is gonna do anything to me if I fire it well for 19 seconds.
But it's nice because the
Not a
web nodes
chance.
count as ships, so I got my 30 ships almost immediately.
Nice, and I actually got my whole healing space here done.
Oh, nice.
Surprisingly. Which reminds me, this system has some materials to harvest. in
Yes, they
space,
do.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Good, because I have one to harvest.
There's 3 here.
I just need one.
I think there was some rubidium ore just as you come in. There's magnesite that I can see. I'm gonna bet that's hydrazine gas over there. Do we want to do a show tonight?
Do you want to do a show tonight?
Well, I'm gonna be gone tomorrow because Mom has gotten adventurous in my old age. I got a thing from the local wine shop, and tomorrow night they're doing a how to pair wine and snacks party for 2 hours. And that's during showtime.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought, okay, that's fun. They will serve snacks and little sippets of wine, and I think beers too, just so people can have an idea for how to, match things up for parties. And that was only like $20. I thought, fine, I'm going to do that. And while that's going on, I got an invitation to the annual fundraiser for the Symphony Orchestra, which is in a couple of weeks, which was not cheap, but I'm like, I'm going to be an adult. I'm going to go to a fancy schmancy party this year. But all these are, of course, on Saturdays. So much as I wanted to start doing Saturday shows, I think for the moment we'll alternate between Fridays and Saturdays, depending on my social life. So if you guys are up for a show tonight, we'll do that. Satali says, Mom, will not try a holiday in Sweden this year? Oh, Zez, thank you for the sub. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. I'll stick around here while you get your materials. Just
See,
while I
where's this
really,
thing that's
really,
fine?
truly appreciate it, don't ever feel obliged to sub with me. I mean, I genuinely, genuinely appreciate it. And the money that we raise from doing Twitch, which is not a lot, we resub for other people who are doing shows, who are trying to depend on it and trying to make it into a career. So your money goes basically to the next person in line. Because there are a lot of people here who would like to make live streaming a thing. I would like to make it a thing too, but I'm also realistic and realize that I'm not going to live on $30 a quarter. But I love you guys for doing the subbing. It does help with the numbers. Okay, I'm getting out of here now. Well, that takes care of that tune. And I even have the event or the Universal done for the weekend on this tune. Yay!
Nice. Well, if you feel like doing it tonight, then fine.
Yeah.
I'll try to pop in because I woke up an hour before your show, less than an hour before your show. I had to watch it so very quickly, but then means I slept for a lot of hours. I'm not good at math, but I slept for a lot of hours, so I'll probably be fine. Might pop in.
Hey, Satalia,
Yeah,
if I
that's
do
right.
go to Sweden, I have to get the moose spray so I don't get bitten by a moose.
Is that something that happens frequently? Well, moose bites you.
It's a Monty Python line.
I know, it's just...
Yes.
Can
No,
you imagine if it's moose bites
No.
and have a
Have you ever seen how
moose spray?
big a moose is? Moose are
No.
big.
But I think we have very few of them left here.
Well, so if you go further north...
Northeastern border, northeastern corner of the country.
Yeah.
This is where they live.
So in Sweden, there's not a lot of moose in the area where my cousin lives, because he's down south near Malmo, which is, college town, not a lot of hunting there. Mostly homes, small hunting, but not moose. But then a couple of times a year, they will go up north to their hunting cabin, he and his brothers, and they go moose hunting because, a moose is a lot of meat. It will get you set up for a year or more. So you spread it among the 5 brothers. You got moose for a while. Moose is tasty. Reindeer is tasty. I prefer reindeer if I have to eat one of them. Moose is very lean. So you have to do like a slow braise, things like that, where reindeer is, you can roast reindeer because it's deer and it is good. I just feel guilty. But it's really tasty. Apparently I don't feel guilty enough. Okay, so what did I not get that time?
You get something?
I didn't get my Tholian chips. What? Did we not just
What?
do... Did we not just do Tholian chips? It didn't count for
You
one
said
of
you
them?
did.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong line. That's weird. We just shot more than 30 Tholians, and for whatever reason it didn't count
With
them.
all the nodes?
It
How
didn't
is
count
that
any
possible?
of them.
We weren't team. What the heck?
We're teamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in team. That's bizarre.
With my fire at will, I think you should have got that in the first 3 seconds.
I
of the-
should,
of
yeah,
the
I thought I
viewing.
did. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I saw it go blue and now it's not.
You had 0 out of that? What
0.
the hell?
I was shooting things. And it's got me on the cooldown
You have a cooldown for what?
for the archer system. Yeah, I thought I saw it go blue. Maybe it did go blue.
Well, there's one patrol
Oh,
that
that's
can get points.
interesting. Hang
What?
on. It's telling me that I reacquired the mission just now.
What?
It's like it reset it. I would explain it.
It reset an hour ago. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, it's telling me that, I'm looking in my NPC list.
So did you
It's-
complete that fully yesterday, and now it just
No,
reset
no, it's
itself?
just, no, everything reset this morning. No, it's telling me I got all the damage in here, but it didn't give me the credit for the 30 ships, and then it reassigned the Tholian ships to me. I have no idea how it did that.
That sounds like an undocumented feature. To
Yes,
me.
it is. I mean, it's not going to
But
kill me.
cost-
It
But
regave
there's
me.
one patrol that occasionally can bring you Tholians. I actually run into them very few. Like I was doing test runs on a few of my ships, in
Uh-huh.
like a sequence, one after another, and I kept running the same patrol because this one can be run without cooldowns. It's a Jupiter Gauntlet normal
Yeah.
Soul system, and it's randomized, so it's like
Mhm.
running the normal Gauntlet, so the enemy is randomized. So it can be Borg, it can be Tholian, it can be whatever, and I often I run into 5 Tholian attempts into 5 different ships, subsequently one after another. So I think it's one of the most common things to pop in.
I just find that interesting because I'm looking back in the NPC and it's giving me credit for having done it. And then right after that, I
That's so weird.
reacquired that. Oh, well. That's okay. Maybe one of my other tunes will need to do it. So, Chosen asks, do you think my Odyssey class will fit as a flagship for Starfleet? Yes. I'm sorry, but that's just a flat out yes. An Odyssey can be a
How does
flagship.
Odyssey class is a flagship kind of material, right?
Well, the flagship is simply the ship where the commander is based, is the general rule.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. But I think it is a ship in and of itself that would be
Capable of actually carrying the weight for a flagship. Yeah.
right. Exactly. Absolutely.
I mean, that was intended for.
Satalia says, "Can my Oberth be a flagship?" No, we have limits,
No.
Satalia. There are
No.
limits.
No, it is a canon rule in Starfleet Code of Conduct that you do not make a laughable ship a flagship. So unfortunately, the one that will raise an eyebrow will not raise.
We have
a
some
flag.
standards.
Yeah, basic standards, but still.
Well, let us do a show tonight then, and I have 100 keys, so maybe we will do some box opening.
Mom,
Yes, I know.
I'm feeling really adventurous lately.
Yeah, I have been of the opinion that I need to start doing some game-related stuff, and since today is going to be an extremely, I'm not going to get much chance to play today day. To do that tonight, maybe get myself a ship, Clean out my inventory. Oh God, no! Cleaning out my inventory. Ah! I have to create a tune though, just because
Oh,
I need
more
to.
the horror.
Yeah, my accounting tune is completely filled up with Lalonot favors and with tribble carcasses. Speaking of, when does tribble carcasses come up again here? Did I close that? Tribbles are, oh no, we've got that September 19th is tribbles, so got plenty of time to get those out there. It's always good to have everything on a spreadsheet so you can see what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Always good. All right, I'm out of here. We will be back in about, do we want to start like 5 o'clock tonight?
Could be.
Could be. I managed to make dinner for 2 nights yesterday. Per my coach, I'm following her diet plan, which is, oh my God, there's so much food in that.
Wow.
But
You're gonna be eating real good now.
yeah. But the thing for yesterday was roasted sweet peppers.
Titan Uranus. No.
Titan Uranus, yes. No, that's a good one.
Titan Uranus.
Wasn't
Oh
he
my
one of the
God.
Titans?
I'm sure he was something.
Hey, Zez, you're always welcome to be here whenever you want to. Threesoming iguana? Yeah, we don't have a threesoming iguana. We'll have to make that a sound clip,
Oh.
though. All right, we are out of here. By the way, Satalia, the deactivated iguanas has been accepted into the strike group Armada. So we are now down there under the Holy Church of Kirk. And I'm talking with Naughty Kirk, who's in charge of that fleet. And I said, hey, you can add us to your fleet under yours. And he goes, I have to get Mom's approval. And I'm then realizing I'm on a different tune. I said, sweetie, I am Mom. Oh, then it's okay. We'll add you. That made me laugh so much. Anyway, in 5 hours, we will be officially part of Starfleet Strike Group.
Oh yeah.
Well, Zez, sleeping is a good thing. You enjoy that sleeping because it's healthy for you. In fact, I might go do some of that right now because I have to take the dogs to the vet at 11. That's going to be an adventure. It's a new vet. It's right down the street. We could actually walk there if it wasn't 90 degrees today and humid.
Yeah, it's getting warmer here too, and the weekend is set to be extremely hot, like 35 degrees Celsius.
Ooh, toasty.
Yeah. Not looking forward to all the walks with the fluffer, but gladly he doesn't mind a shorter walk. He's not. He is so exhausted. If I take him for a longer walk, I think he's just not used to long
No,
walks.
he's probably not. And it's going to take him a
but
while
he just
to get used to
yeah.
it. As long as
needs
he's
to build
healthy.
up those
yeah.
calluses, you know.
Once the weather
I'm
gets
laughing,
cooler, it'll be easier too.
But he has skinny thighs. I need to build up muscle there.
Oh my God, my pit bulls have got just like massive honking thighs.
But I
Anyway.
think you pick.
Let me get out of here. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Let me find my soundboard. And stay Moopsome.
Who are you?
We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.